One of the topics I'm very excited to cover on the harrynelson.com platform is corporate practice of medicine. Now, corporate practice of medicine has been probably the animating issue of my legal career over the last 25 years, and it is going through a whole convulsion. Corporate practice of medicine refers to a doctrine that emerged about 125 years ago at the turn of the 20th century, which was that as corporations were proliferating as the preferred business structure, there was a concern in some states that we didn't want doctors to use these corporations because corporations are all about profits and we need doctors to be focused on patient care. Well, that spread basically to more than half of the states in the country, including most of the largest populous states. And over time, it evolved. By the 1960s, we began to see professional corporations, which allowed physicians and other health professionals to form corporations as long as those corporations were owned and led by physicians or by other health professionals. And that was helpful, but it didn't really solve the problem. And here's the thing: the problem is that in the modern economy, we have moved away dramatically from the day of the solo and small practice physician organization. They're still around. And if you're a smaller solo practice physician, if you're in the right specialty, you can still do fine in that model. But for much of healthcare, that model just didn't work anymore. And we needed large group models. Now, some of those models are nonprofit, and that's great. We see that in California and many states with like hospital affiliated groups that have a license from the state and are essentially not large nonprofit medical groups. But we also needed a for-profit model that would allow companies to compete and would allow for non-physician talent, non-physician investment capital, and other critical resources to come in. We've seen massive positive results from that. But of course, the way that it happened is an important story. I'm writing a book on that right now. And the way that it's unfolding very quickly before our eyes, and the way that states are inserting themselves, particularly states like California, Oregon, New York, are getting much more activist in how they approach this issue of non-physician involvement in physician organizations, is something that everybody needs to understand. And I'm going to be offering a lot of advice about where this is going, about how the industry should be responding, and about how people on both sides of this line, physicians and non-physician investors, founders, and others, should be thinking about this moment. I'm very excited for that content. I hope you'll follow along and look forward to your feedback, your questions, and what's on your mind about corporate practice of medicine.